Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, 23 Flavors of Stitching. My name is Kirsten and today is going to be a Flosstube update, and it is going to be my December 2024 update even though it is January now. I have 3 things to show you. Okay, I have 3 things to show you, and I really wanted to film this before I started working on anything for 2024. That way we have a clean slate, or before I start working on anything for 2025. That way we have a clean slate going into the new year. And yeah, so first up, I had all of my notes are going to be on my phone, which I'm recording on, but that's okay. So I had a goal to get to 75% on Augusta National by the end of 2024. That way I only had 25% more to do on it, and I felt like that would be manageable for trying to get it done in time for my husband's birthday so that it can get framed with enough time to be done for his birthday. So in 2024 I had some plans. I wanted to finish my Canada sampler, which I did end up doing, and I gave it to my dad for his birthday in July, and I did show a picture of it in the video back then. I wanted to have 12 ornament starts. I had 6 and I was able to finish those, and then I wanted 12 other starts and I got 4. So in total I only had 10 starts for the year, and that is totally fine. I also wanted to have some monthly challenges for myself, and it was going to be a mixture from the Full Coverage Fanatics Challenge challenges for both full coverage and not full coverage pieces. I did not end up doing that. I lost my stitchy bug there for, I kind of want to say like at least half of the year. And I also joined a sewing group in my neighborhood, and so I've been learning how to quilt and use my sewing machine a little bit more, and I also have been making greeting cards with my mom, we video chat while we do it. But cross stitch kind of took the back burner for a minute. Yeah, having a toddler will do that to you. My daughter is almost 18 months old now, and she is walking a little bit more on her own. She still looks like a drunken sailor, but my days are filled with trying to chase her down and making sure that she's not hurting herself or anything like that. So I don't have as much stitchy time as I would like, and so sometimes at night when I just want a breather, sometimes stitching is not what I want to do, and that's alright. But anyway, thanks for listening to my rant if you did. So let's get started. First up, I really wanted to get to 75% on Augusta National, and I did do that. I am at 75.06% complete. I have completed 22,519 stitches out of 30,000 total. I was thinking about adding up how many stitches I did this year. I did a lot. I started with, I don't even know how much I started with. Yeah, I don't know how much I started with completed, but I did a lot. I did most of it this year. And one thing that I really enjoy about Augusta National is that it has blocks of color. And so if you need just like a block of color to not think of anything, this is a really good way to do that. And so I do it when we are on road trips going back up to where we lived before we live where we do now in southern Utah. And it's just a really good pattern for mindless stitching. This is what it will look like when it is completed. And you do have the option to stitch it in an oval and not stitch all of it, but I personally like the rectangle better. Sorry for the zipper sounds. I am stitching it on 16 count white Aida, and I am stitching it with the called for DMC, and this is where we are at. It is looking so good. I love that I'm actually able to see it coming together now. I was getting sick of the light blue and the cream, and so I started working just down, all the way down. I got over here. This is also the cream, so I'm waiting to do that. And then when I got sick of doing all this green, then I came over here and I started working on the bridge, and this is the bottom left corner. So we are getting so close. I'm so excited. I'm a little behind on my goal now. I am supposed to be stitching 83 stitches a day on this from January 1. It's now January 4 and I haven't touched it, but I really wanted to make this video before I did. So I will start working on this again tonight when my husband and I are watching our show together, and I am just so excited to finally feel like I can see the end of the finish line on this one. End of the tunnel, see the finish line. The next thing that I worked on was Minnie the Enchanted Christmas Reindeer. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is artwork by Donna Gelsinger. This is what it will look like when it is done. I am working in the top left corner, and for Heids and Artisy patterns, I actually haven't started an Artisy pattern, but for things that aren't this style of full coverage, I'm still figuring out how I like to work on them. So I'm stitching this on 28 count Lugana in pewter gray, I believe, or just gray. And I'm using the Called for DMC, and this is where we are at. I'm not sure exactly how much I've done. My goal originally for this was to get to 10%. I know I'm not at 10%, I'm at 8.63%. But I have been doing, I think part of that is because I was interested in the typewriter method, and so what I started doing was, instead of filling in the bottom here, I started going up in here to where all the confetti stitches were, so that I didn't forget about them and wait until the end. So yeah, I started going line by line to see if there were any confetti stitches that I was missing. So now in the antlers is where I'm starting to fill in, kind of using the typewriter method. But yeah, so. And I don't know what this is called, feathering. I'm not really trying to do super cross country, but I am trying to go until the thread ends. So I have some stitches that are down in this page, and I have some stitches that are over in this page. So yeah. Okay. And then the last pattern that I worked on in 2024 was Housework Never Killed Anyone by Lizzie Kate. I've already stitched this once, but I am restitching it in colors that match my new house. The house that we currently live in, and not the house that we used to. Which is kind of funny to me right now, but it's fine. Anyway, I am stitching it on 18 count Silver Moon with a Forbidden Fiber Co conversion. And I'm sorry that the hoop is still on it. Okay. This is where we are at. On the pattern, there are flowers up here, but I couldn't find a way to make that work with the blues, so I just decided to bring the border all the way up, and I'll do that over here as well. So my conversion is Housework I'm doing in One of a Kind number 4. I got this from one of their Just Flossin' subscriptions. The gray for the border, I'm using Inkwell. The light blue that I used for the bottom, but why take a chance, is Powder. And then the middle blue that I used for Never Killed Anyone is Sapphire. So, I am doing a 75 medium challenge for 75 days. I am trying to challenge myself. I wanted to get back into exercising, and so I thought this was a good way to do it. So for 75 days, I am working out. Pause. 75 medium is not technically a real thing. 75 hard was created and it's its own challenge, and then 75 soft was created because people didn't like the intensity of 75 hard, and then this year it kind of came across, there were some people who had an idea to do a 75 medium where it's kind of just in the middle of the two not extremes, but 75 hard is an extreme and 75 soft is kind of just not as extreme. Anyway, it's to challenge yourself. So for me, I am working out 5 days a week, and I am also trying to hit between 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. I am limiting my soda intake, which is hard for me, so I'm limiting my soda intake to only 24 ounces a day, which is hard for me. But it's fine. I am trying to drink 80 ounces of water a day. I haven't been perfect at it so far, but I'm trying. Anything over a cup of water a day is good for me. So anyway, I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to make healthier meal choices, and I'm trying not to eat out if I can help it. And then I can have one cheat meal a week so I can go eat out or whatever. And then before bed, I'm trying not to doom scroll, and I'm trying to either read or do something that is not in front of a screen. So that's one reason why I pulled this one out, is because it's a physical pattern. And so I'm not looking at my tablet or my iPad, and I can work on this. And then I'm going to always, at least for the 75 days, once I finish this, then I'm going to see if I have another pattern that is a physical copy and work on that. Excuse me. And if I need to start something new to continue that, then I will. Anyway, that is it for my 2024 wrap up. I want to show one more thing, which you can see behind me. I made a t-shirt quilt. My grandma helped me finish it, but I sewed all of the squares together, and I helped my grandma get it on her long arm machine, and she did the rest of it for me after that. She bound it for me and everything, but I am really proud of myself for actually doing it. And the only way that I was able to use her long arm machine is if I did the t-shirt part. So that was our deal. So you probably won't be able to see the whole thing, so I'll insert a picture if I remember. But I just wanted to show you my first ever quilt and my first ever t-shirt quilt that I made by myself. So these are all t-shirts from high school volleyball. High school and club and different camps that we went to and tournaments and everything like that. I had so many t-shirts from that part of my life that this is now my second purely volleyball shirt t-shirt quilt. What we did was, instead of using batting. We quilted it on my grandma's long arm machine on a fuzzy blanket, throw blanket from, I believe this one was from Target. It was just one that I had at my house, and yeah, this is the pattern that we picked for the stitching, and I'm so happy with it. I have been using it ever since my parents brought it down to me during Christmas time, and yeah, I'm proud of myself. I'm learning something new, and it's been a lot of fun. Anyway, that is it for my 2024 wrap up. I don't think I showed you guys a picture of the ornaments that I did. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen that. But I will do another video for 2025 plans, and because this one is getting kind of long. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you remember that someone always needs you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.